Blessed be everyone. Hello and welcome to another episode of Black Magic Talk. We have the lovely Celtic Fox Fortunes. Her name is Robin, and I found her quite by accident. I think I saw her on YouTube first, then followed her on X, and then kind of went back and watched her on YouTube. And one of her predictions was like spot on, and I literally like told her in the comments, I'm like, "Hey, how did you know that?" And she's like, "Yeah, I know things." And I'm like, amazing, amazing. So I had to get her on the show. Hello and welcome, Robin.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here. So let's rock this out.
So tell us about yourself and how you got on your path to where you are now.
So, I always knew, like, I was able to speak to spirit as I was growing up, and I was seeing, some people call them ghosts or poltergeists, always able to communicate with them. But I had some very close minded parents that talked me out of that. So, for a while, I didn't believe anymore. And then I actually had a period in my life where I had a really bad injury and I was in a dark time in my life. And I was visited by Archangel Gabriel. And he said, "Don't give up. You have to keep going." And from there, I started to just gurus would come to your path. It's like how they say, when the student is ready, the master arrives. So I've been really fortunate to tune into multiple gurus along my path. And one of the biggest gurus I have is my grandmother. When she passed away, she came to visit me because I talk to dead people as well. So she said to me, "You should really go pick up a tarot card deck." And I thought, well, that's weird because I had never, ever considered it ever in my life. So I went and picked up a tarot card deck and taught myself how to read tarot. And then she visited me about 6 months after that. And she said, "I think it's time that you start a YouTube channel." And I said, "Sure, why not?" So I started that. And I actually started a second channel after that. I'm not sure if you know about it. It's called Oracle Rising. And that channel, I talk a little bit more about exiting the matrix and people's power as light workers and all kinds of spiritual based stuff. So I do run two channels. So and I meet all kinds of wonderful people like both of you. So it's just been amazing. It's been an incredible journey, and I'm loving every minute of it.
So when you were in your dark period, how did you know it was Gabriel? Is there a certain way that you just knew? Did he announce himself? How exactly did you know that it was Gabriel?
I don't know if you ever experienced the phenomenon of hearing like voices in your head, and it's coming from certain energies or entities. And he did tell me who he was, because I was not in a good place, and I wanted to sort of give up. It was like, oh, I can't do this anymore, right? And he came in and held me and gave me power and strength to come back, to rise up again. So, and I call on him all the time, constantly.
And how would you say, like, what would you claim to be? Like, are you a witch? Are you a Christian? Are you is somewhere in between? How would you classify yourself?
I would not classify myself as a religious person. I was not brought up in a religious household. But I do believe in Jesus. He's an ascended master, and he was a real human being that did all these amazing things for humanity. So I'm more spiritual than religious. I'm not religious at all. So, but I do practice a tiny bit of witchcraft. I do have, some jars in the freezer. And I like to use cinnamon at the beginning of the month, and I do protect my house boundaries and property with salt, and I like to do candle magic and candle meditations. So, and I do believe even your cup of tea or coffee in the morning can be your little mini cauldron, and you can speak your little spell over it and then put your hands onto it and drink that magic right into yourself. So, I don't really classify myself. Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really interesting story. So, like, did you know anything about tarot before your grandmother kind of said, "Hey, go buy a tarot deck"?
No, no, not at all. I would watch tarot card readings because I always found them fascinating. I was always into astrology, you know, always looking up all things Aries and, doing the love match on the websites when you meet somebody. So I knew about tarot, but I'd never ever dreamed that I would have 50 tarot decks in my house, be surrounded by crystals, have a ton of oracle card decks, and have like a singing bowl and all this wild stuff. And, people come into my house, they're like, okay. But I'm really enjoying it. It's really just opened up, and I've met so many amazing people on this journey. It's just been wonderful.
And you do uh personal readings as well. I know you
I do.
say that at the end of every general tarot for your audience.
I do.
Um so tell us a little bit about that, and how can one who was one of our audience and perhaps some of yours can actually get in touch with you. All her links will be in the description for everyone, just to let
Yeah.
you guys know that. But tell us how that got started, and how to a little bit about that.
I started giving my friends and family free readings, just to sort of validate myself to see, hey, am I any good at this? Um, and then somebody said, you should maybe open up to a client base. So I did. And I take a few clients because I'm really, really busy in my life, but I do like to extend private readings to people. And I do a video format as well. So people can watch the reading as many times as they want. And I find it's kind of like people get more and more insight from the reading as they view it multiple times. So anyway, people ask me in the comments on the YouTube channel, or they reach out to me on my social media platforms, or they can email me at celticfoxfortunes@gmail.com. So yeah, and I really enjoy doing those. There's only the only thing I won't read is like somebody asked me for a revenge reading, against their ex. And I was like, I'm not playing that game. And sometimes people ask me to predict their death, and I'm not about that either. I'm not doing that. But anything else, I really try to help people because, when people come for a tarot card reading, they're really looking for guidance and assistance. So, and I love doing private readings, and the feedback I get is just absolutely incredible.
And how much do you usually charge? And do you do tarot? Do you do mediumship? I mean, what goes into that?
So I do tarot card readings. I let people pick the deck. I give them a list of my decks. Um, People usually ask questions, or they'll ask for, just any advice from spirit so I can channel spirit. I have done one of my favorite types of readings to do is a past life reading for people. Those are really fun. And every now and again, people that have lost a loved one, they will ask me to communicate with that spirit from across the veil. But I find them very, very, very draining and difficult. And I usually cry the whole time, but it can give people a sense of peace knowing that their loved one is safe. You know, they didn't just disappear into a void. They're still there, but they're just in a different form of energy. So, and I have varying lengths, because just to suit people's budget, and different price lists. And I do love readings, whatever people want, a money reading, whatever they need help with.
And the other channel, can you explain a little bit more about the other channel that you do? Because I knew you had another channel. I was gonna check it out, and I think I just got too busy
Yeah,
with
cool.
everything. Having I actually have technically 4 jobs, so
Yeah, I know you're a
so
busy,
when you're
busy
trying
woman.
to find mass
Yeah.
amount of time, but just talk a little bit about the second channel. How did that come to be, and what's it about, basically?
So, have you seen the movie The Matrix?
Not all the way through, no.
Okay, so you need to find time to do that for starters. So I kept hearing, the movie's a documentary. It's not just a movie. And I've seen it multiple times and I was like, yeah, I see this is going on. And, there's a lot of theories about how the human race is under control of, dark and evil spirits. Some people think it's reptilians. There's also an alien race called the Archons that have a significant amount of control over people. So, anyway, I'm giving people strategies on how to reclaim their power. I also talk about divine masculinity, divine femininity, and how to avoid being toxic in your life and other people's lives. And then I also do a series on light workers because there's a lot of light workers on the planet right now trying to help us come out of the 3D dimension and lift up a little bit. And I talk about, I'm getting fur bombed here by the cat, Atlantis and, all of that stuff. And just really trying to get people to stretch their imagination and belief system into what we're being programmed to believe.
Yeah. Can you tell us the difference between light workers and Reiki, or is it the same?
Reiki is a light worker is an actual, um, it's almost like having a job, right? It's like Reiki is a healing, but light workers have different purposes. So, and there's lots of different, and there's also dark workers. It's people using their energy to heal the collective, and some people just have to show up and some people actually do things. So, and then I talk about star seeds as well. I did a lengthy series on different types of star seeds because I don't think people realize that we originated from the stars, right? So it is within us. So awakening star seeds and light workers. So I really enjoy doing that type of thing and helping people come into that sense of their own power. But Reiki is really amazing too. But I'm not really too much into it other than having had a Reiki session or two myself.
I would like to be a Reiki master,
Yeah.
but the star seed. That's funny you mentioned that because one of my favorite scientists, Neil deGrasse Tyson, would always say, we are star stuff. When a star goes supernova, it, blasts all its energy and stuff that, it was contained in. And that's what made our molecules and our skin and,
Hmm.
how we breathe and stuff.
Yeah.
So we are star stuff. We are star dust and star stuff. So it's so amazing that you actually say that. Can you talk about what starseed is? Just a general brief thing. I know you said you went really into it. Just give us an overview of what that is.
So people have starseed origins, so they could be from the Palladian star system. Uh, I connect myself to being an Arcturian star seed, so that would be from the star Arcturus. So there's Mintakin. There's so many. I'm drawing a blank. I've done so many, but there's quite a list. There's actually a really cool star seed test you can take, and I've given it to people so that they can figure out what kind of star seed they are. So, and that's something I do as well on Oracle Rising is I actually channel the Galactic Federation and do monthly readings there. I just reminded myself that I forgot to do a reading for February, so I'll have to do one retroactively. But yeah, so it's just identifying with where you originated as a soul.
Okay. Interesting. Matt, you have some questions for our lovely guest.
Sure. So, what is your favorite tarot decks, or do you have any particular favorites?
Ooh, it's hard to narrow it down, but I have this Starman tarot card deck. It's actually right in front of me. It's one of my favorite ones. This was inspired by David Bowie, and he collaborated on the artwork. and you actually get to see his face in a ton of different cards. So I do actually just adore this deck. I have a bunch of different dragon themed decks because I'm a huge believer in dragons as well, because they're guides that exist in different dimensions and they come in to help us. So, and I have one that is, this is the Tattoo Tarot Ink and Intuition, and all the characters in the decks, they are covered in tattoos. And as somebody that loves getting tattoos, I was really drawn to this deck. So, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm a big fan of dragons. So why Celtic? You're into Celtic mythology then? Or?
So the astrology thing, and my heritage is Irish. So I thought, well, I really need to figure out what my zodiac sign would be in Ireland, right? So I found that is, I don't know if you can see that, it's a Celtic fox. So Aries is a Celtic fox. So my channel was originally called Aries Fire Tarot, but I decided to rebrand because I really felt connected to my ancestry through the Celtic fox. And it was something that meant a lot to me to have this tattooed on my body in a visible place, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I am. It's funny that you say that you're an Aries because my soulmate is an Aries, and I think I've mentioned this plenty of times on your website or on your YouTube that I am a Aries Taurus. Like I was born right on the cusp, so
Oh,
April 20th between Aries and Taurus. And here's the crazy part. I've told this to several other people that my dad is an Aries, my mom is a Taurus, and I'm an Aries Taurus born right in the middle.
that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
amazing how that worked out. So you have all these
Yeah.
characteristics.
Yep.
I
Of
love that.
both. Of both.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my soulmate is an Aries and just lights my soul on fire. I can't tell you this man lights my soul on fire. Um he would say the same thing about me. But we're so very, and that's good, that we have those characteristics. Where I was born on a cusp, he's not a typical Aries, I would say. He's not very pompous, though he does like to show off in front of me. So like he's not hey, look at me, he's somewhat of a private person sometimes,
yeah.
but he was definitely in the spotlight, so to speak.
Well, it
But
can really depend on your moon sign, right? So your sun sign is your personality, and your moon sign is your emotions, right? So you can really temper out that sort of Aries dramatic flair. Maybe
and
you've
then
got
the
a,
stubbornness of Taurus, which is me.
yeah, but very grounded as well.
Very grounded, very steadfast, hardworking.
Yes.
Like I said, I have 4 jobs and I'm a mother.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. That's a lot.
But it all comes together, and my life has always brought me great things. It brought me 3 shows. It brought me Matt, my other host Angel. He does pro wrestling talk, and then I have my own show that I dedicated to my favorite wrestler, who I just rebranded. It's now called Nobody Beats Kurt Hennig Nobody. And I think rebranding yourself when you've reached a certain milestone in your YouTube or your channel, I think that's really good. So yeah, I remember you said you were an Aries. That's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
funny.
Very much so. But I'm a Cancer moon, so I'm a softie.
Yeah. I don't know where I am in my moon.
You can just go and do a birth chart, on the web. I love them. Really cool stuff.
And Matt, what are you?
I'm a Sagittarius with a Scorpion moon.
Oh
Uh-oh.
boy.
Oh no. My son is a Scorpio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he should have been born in December, but he was ready by October, so
Yeah, coming out.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I know I got a tiger by the tail here.
Oh
with
yeah.
my
Got
son.
your hands full with that one for sure.
Yep. Matt, go ahead if you had any more questions.
Do you mostly operate on Twitter or YouTube or?
So I'm on YouTube with 2 channels. Then I have an Instagram page on Facebook, because it just, you post to Instagram and it posts automatically to Facebook. So why not? On X, and then I just recently went on to Blue Sky, but it's a little heavy on the politics there for me. So I'm I kind of want to shut it down, but I met some really nice people there too. So I just try to scroll by the content that I don't want to read it. I don't have cable TV for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's so important to avoid stuff like that. I
Yeah.
just no good.
Yeah, just keep on scrolling by. I don't get involved.
I try not
Yeah,
to, but it's so hard. Like you're just, it's like it's almost like an addiction, and you're kind of like, nope.
Yeah, it's just
I
not.
just,
It just can bring down your whole vibration, right? And get people angry, and then you see people arguing, and it's like it's not worth my time or my energy. I need to conserve that for what really matters in my life.
I agree. I've been cutting out social media a lot in the last few weeks, and it feels good.
I just do it because it's my job, you know. So
Well, and thankfully there is good stuff, but you just got to be
there is.
selective and.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
and I think that as beings, we are a little bit higher, so we have to have that, zen
Yeah, definitely.
about us. If we're raging about something that happened today, in the world, then it kind of throws us off kilter. Um and just for all those, I'm sorry, I'm still, recovering from being sick over the week. I almost had to cancel, but thankfully I didn't. So
I'm glad
the,
you didn't.
the goddess was on our side. Um, Now you do a catter day, and I
I
love this
do.
because I am a cat owner and lover.
Yeah.
I have 3 of them. You have Penny there on your lap, or you did.
She's
And
still here.
she looks like a calico with a lot more coloring than my calico.
She's a gray tabby.
A gray tabby, okay.
Yeah.
I have a calico, a tiger, and then Maleficent is black. So
I love a black cat. My last cat was black. He passed away about 5 years ago.
oh, she is a character, I'll tell you what. Morgana, she's my tiger cat, and then Aphrodite is my calico, and has very little coloring. She's more of a white cat, just a white cat. Little coloring here on the ear, and then on the tail, and on the paws. But that's
Yeah.
it. She's like a white cat.
Like, I don't get when people say they're not cat people, because they actually do so much for your home. They can protect you while you're sleeping. They can protect you against, dark and negative spirits. And I love the fact that they can look through portals and see through the veil, and they can heal your chakras, and they've got a lot going on. And I think they're a huge benefit for the house, aside from their insect capturing capabilities.
Definitely on that. I'm just like, wait, no, don't eat that. Don't eat that. Uh, oh, trust me, at 10 o'clock, they know their feeding time. It's 10 o'clock. Meow. You better
Oh
do it.
yeah. Yeah, I tried to sleep in yesterday, but
Nope.
did not happen.
My Maleficent was scratch, and it sounds like nails on a chalkboard. You're like, stop,
Yeah,
stop.
I'm
Okay, I'll do whatever you want. Just leave me alone.
too funny.
We were talking offline about where mine follows me into the bathroom and wants to stand there and watch me take a shower, and then gives me the 3rd degree when I'm done.
Yes,
Like, just be glad I
absolutely.
didn't throw you in there.
Yeah, for sure. But then the claws, right? So
Yeah. And it's like, meow, I'm ready to go out the door. Okay, bye. You know. I mean, they have all their own personalities, but I mean, there's just and as I am a witch, Matt's pagan. He is a wizard or a witch. What do you want to be called, Matt? A witch?
Sure.
A male witch. Okay, there you go. You know, as a witch, they can help us with our witchcraft too. I have
Yes.
noticed that I have a lot more power when my cats are around, or you know, I feel more calm when they're around. You know, I don't, if I'm raging about something, I can just kind of sit down with them and it's purr, purr, purr. And
Yeah.
then I forget what I was going to do anyway, you know?
Yeah, they're coming in and just clearing out your energy field and lifting your vibration and aligning your chakras, and all they're doing is sitting there, but
Yep.
they're magical creatures. Absolutely.
That's why I have 3 of them.
Yeah.
And I treat them like they're my kids. I mean, they pretty much are my kids.
Well, for sure,
Yeah. Even though I have a son.
different.
And Matt, you have a son.
I have
Yeah, and a cat.
I have 2 boys, and I have so many pictures of my cat and my dog, and maybe like 4 photos of them on my camera roll, and it's kind of embarrassing, but
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. It's okay to be a mama of a fur babies, the fur
yeah.
babies as we call them. Um, when you had mentioned a fur baby the one time, I thought, oh no, what is Mally still doing around? Because I had a cat as a kitten and she got some kind of feline disease and had passed. And I swear to you, I could feel her doing this on my head, you know, like patting me and being, it's okay. You know, because we were very, very upset. My ex and I were very upset of her passing because, you know, she was so small and we got very attached to her very quickly. Um, and I've never seen my ex show emotion like that
Yeah.
of when her passing went. And it was the night of her after she passed, and just she would do that like constantly, or she would lay on my chest or around my head or something because you know she loved us too, and
Of
I know
course.
that was her.
Well, she's still with you.
Oh, good. Hi, Mally. That's good that she's still around because, you know, she was a really good cat, even though she passed as a kitten.
Yeah.
Got really, really sick.
That's sad when a animal passes away. It's very, very challenging and difficult, and they leave such a huge hole because of their innocence, and their pure ability to love. It's unconditional, not like people.
Yeah. And even people can sometimes leave a hole in your heart. I know that. My grandmother passed,
Oh yeah,
and she spent most of her time in the spiritual world getting me and my soulmate together.
that's very cool. That's love.
that that's what my soulmate told me, you know. Yeah, but my grandmother sent me or sent him to me.
That's so nice.
So exactly, so you got into the tarot and you do a little bit of witchcraft. You know, you do candle magic. I like to do candle magic, only I can't because the place around where I am, the smoke detectors are very, very sensitive. So
Oh.
I actually have like spray bottles. Like this is frankincense and myrrh. And then I also have white sage. Um, so I think that can definitely be an alternative, that if you can't burn incense or you can't burn candles or whatever. And then, of course, I have statues of the certain gods and goddesses that I
Hmm.
call to. Is there any kind of god or goddess that you will call to, or is it more just you call to whoever is in the moment?
I definitely have a really strong connection to Freya, just because of my heritage. you know, the goddess of war and love, definitely. Um, I connect usually with angels more than anything else, and ancestors, not so much a god or a goddess. So I think if people knew how surrounded they were by angels, they would probably lose all their fear, because you can ask and they'll answer right away. They're always around you. Everybody has a guardian angel. Um, So I either ask, Archangel Michael for help or Archangel Gabriel for guidance.
And do you feel their presence even when you are awake?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I
Hmm.
feel like it's Archangel Gabriel because when I read tarot cards, as soon as I start pulling cards, that's not me anymore. That's a stream of consciousness coming through, right? That's why I call it a spirit message reading, because I'm not, some people just read the meaning of the card, and that's fine. Everybody has their own style. But there was at some point along my path of reading tarot, that this just came through. So there's sometimes when I'm doing a tarot card reading that I just wait. Like I don't have enough spirit guides here. And I can feel them coming into the room, and they're always sitting in the same space. They're always sitting right here. So, and then, you can have your angel go driving with you. You can ask your angel, I'd really like a nice parking spot when I get there. You can ask them for anything. So they're always there. And I
It's
always
almost like
ask for,
when you said they're kind of sitting in their spot, it's almost like you have a galactic, council by your side, so to speak.
yes,
Just the way
we
you
all do.
said that.
I think people need to watch the movie City of Angels just to get a really good understanding of how many angels you have around you constantly.
Oh, he probably is
Whoops.
having a little bit of computer problems. That's okay.
Okay.
Um, would you mind doing just a little bit of a taste of what you do? So maybe like a little reading?
Sure. Do you have a question?
I could make one up. Matt is having computer problems. He'll be back on when he is able to.
Okay. So I usually either somebody asks me a question, or I've got the Crystal Vision tarot card deck here. So I went to a divinity shop, whoops, and I dropped a card. So this is always a great sign. This is the card that needs to be read when a card jumps out of the tarot card deck. Unfortunately, the cat is in the way, and I also have a table in the way. So I'm going to see if it landed face down. There's absolutely no way I can get this card
Okay.
without making a huge scene. So
That's
I'll
okay. If you have
pull.
to get it, go ahead.
I can't. I
Okay.
have to move everything. The cat's in the way. It's a whole scene. So I pulled the world card. So this is the closing of a journey and moving on to something new. This is like a wild accomplishment in your life and something to be proud of. So the journey of the major arcana starts with the Fool, and then you have all these different adventures along the way. And this is actually winning and closing a journey and moving into something bigger and better. And I just see so much peace and relaxation in this card. And there's something that just can be taken from this. And there's something else going on as well. If you look really closely, you can see that there's butterflies there. So I want to say to anybody that sees a butterfly in any shape or form, if it's on somebody's t-shirt, on their jewelry, you see it on TV, at that moment when you see stuff like this, it's really super important to go and look up a message from that spirit animal. So when you're reading tarot, I always advise people to look in the background. What are you seeing here that I'm not? What speaks to you? So it could be a really important message coming to you from your ancestors or the angels or just the spirit animal butterfly when you see it. So
When I see like little dots, and that could mean the Fae. To me, it could mean the Fae because I've talked to the Fae in my dreams.
yes, absolutely. See, and that is something that popped out for you. So that has a significance for you. So they could be trying to communicate with you. And he's back.
So having a little bit of computer trouble, he was. So yeah, I sort of asked a question in my head. or at least I had one. So that
Oh.
kind of makes sense that you pulled that card.
Oh, that's great. That's really
Um,
cool.
Matt, is there like one little question you'd like to ask her so she can give you a little bit of a taste of what she's got?
Sure, I could just ask it in my head then. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Sure.
Oh, you're not going to ask it out loud?
Do you feel comfortable doing that, Matt?
Hmm. How about, okay, I'll just be general though.
Okay.
Will it happen soon?
Yes. It's like the energy that you have given out with the Six of Pentacles is being returned back to you. So, yeah, like all the work that you have put into either like physically or using your imagination, sorry, it's coming back to you. And I would say it would happen very, very soon for you. I apologize. I'm playing a game of Twister with Penny right now.
I see that as good luck.
So, yeah, and I see that there is an unexpected gift coming in for you.
Awesome.
I just see there's a bird here carrying berries, and I feel like something that you just have no idea is coming in. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I would expect that really soon. Hold on.
Interesting. Well, thank you.
So it looks like it could be a person, actually.
Yeah, well, to be honest, that is interesting.
Probably a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio.
Thank you. Awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, when we were talking, she pulled the world for me, and mine was like, in 3 months, what, is going to happen with me and, you know, and so, I almost got the sense like you have the world in your hands and you kind of make your own future. And then, of course, I saw like little fireflies in the back, which I could mean the Fae, which I've talked to in my dreams, and it felt like the Fae are kind of helping me as well. They're
Yeah.
trying to like push, 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 push that way, that way.
Very cool.
Yeah. I know this is probably going to be a short one, but is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience before we kind of wrap up?
No, I can't really think of anything. If people need help, they can find me. I don't usually offer advice unless it's asked. I don't read people without their permission. So, I'm available. I'm here as a light worker and a starseed. I'm also an empath and a healer, so I like to help people, share my energy with them. So that's my mission in life. So if anybody needs help with a question or whatever, they know how to contact me. I'm always getting emails and people inboxing me, and I'm here. I'm here for it. I love it. That's my mission. So thank you for helping me share it.
Of course. Sorry guys that this is really, really short. We're not going to make the hour that we promised. Unfortunately, I am feeling very groggy right now.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if it's just, my sinuses are being weird, but I just felt like this. Ooh. So, but all of her links will be in the description field. If you do want a personal reading with her, you feel free to click on her links. If you could just send them to me,
Yeah.
I can give you my Gmail email, and we'll put the links in the description field. That way people can just click on them. Of course, I will have your links for YouTube there because I already have them. And like I said, if you want to know more about Robin, please click her links. If you would like to book how much do you usually charge? Is it like half hour? And how much do you usually charge for those?
I do 15 minutes,
Okay.
35 and 45.
Okay. So is it like $10, $15 for those?
No.
Okay, she will give you the price whatever you choose. So all you have to do is book one with her, and then you can she can give you the price of her tarot readings. And again, everything will be in the description field if you need to click on her and learn more about her. But thank you so much, Robin, for coming. And I'm sorry this is a little short. Unfortunately, I am still not feeling very
Oh,
well.
I totally understand. Thank you so much for having me. I really had a blast meeting both of you in this forum, and I appreciate it so much. And I just hope you feel better.
Thank you. Yeah, me too. And Matt will be back not tomorrow, but we'll be back next week. Do we have a guest at all?
It'll just be us, I believe.
It'll just be us. Okay, we'll start thinking some ideas. Also, I do want to let people know that I did do a short special for Immock because it is February 2nd. Unfortunately, I was sick and not able to get it to it beforehand. It's just I read out some words and you do the ritual. You can hit pause if you need to and then come back. But however you do your rituals is fine, up to you. I'm just giving you the words that you can get started with if you need them. And that will be posted today. This will be posted on the 3rd of February because I need time to edit and I need time to put in some special things that I do for both Rumble and YouTube. So if you would like to check her out, that would be Robin. Click on her links in the description field. If you'd like to check us out, our links will also be in the description field. We also do tarot readings. We can do them offline or online for you, whatever you'd like. I don't know why my computer is moving around funny. I'm not even really moving that far. But if you would like to have a reading with one of us, you are more than welcome to contact us on X. Robin, same thing. Click her links to get to know her better. And I just want to give a little bit of shameless plugs here because I only do it on my other shows usually. But I took a break from Nobody Beats Kurt Hennig, Nobody, because I was not feeling very well. I will be recording episode 74 this coming week. So Thursday, come and check that out. We are on 71 will come out tonight on Rumble and tomorrow on YouTube. So yeah, it's Kurt's match with Rick Martel. Now we do show a few other matches in there from a few other people who are associated with Kurt. And then of course I give my commentary and also I want to let everyone know that since will be tomorrow, Pro Wrestling Talk was last night, 7:00. We went over the Royal Rumble and we also go over Raw and SmackDown and any other predictions. I don't know if we're going to go over AEW, though there's really nothing on AEW that we want to go over. But we definitely are going to review the Royal Rumble that was last night. So if you like to hear that, the link is in the description field and you can get on Angel's channel and watch us live. Usually we are Saturdays at 8 p.m. However, because last night was the Royal Rumble and last Saturday was Saturday night's main event, we had to do them Sunday at 7:00. But we will be back next week at 8:00 for Pro Wrestling Talk to talk more pro wrestling and old pro wrestling as much as we can. So I hope you will join us for that. And blessed be everyone. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and we'll be back next week with you. Blessed be everyone. Blessed be everyone. Hello. I just want to let everyone know that the outro music is AI generated. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. And also, if you would like to generate your own AI, the link in the description field will be for their website. Blessed be everyone.
In the woods where the whispers run deep, underneath the moon, where secrets we keep, she dances in the shadow with the silver tide. Candles flicker soft, guiding light as a guide. Her altar's filled with herbs and old charms, lost in ancient spells, safe in her arms. Stars weave a tapestry across the black sky, with a chalice raised high, she lets out a sigh. With her sacred circle drawn tight, calling to the spirits in the quiet of the night. Her magic's in the earth, the wind and the seas. She whispers ancient words, swaying like the trees. In a grove of oaks, where the world stands still, she gathers her strength with every Sabbath thrill. The moon's tender gaze, casting shadows cold, the stories of her craft in the twilight retold. The broom by her doorstep, sweeping away all the dark shadows of yesterday. With the cauldron bubbling, herbs to the air, every spell she casts is a heartfelt prayer. With her sacred circle drawn tight, calling to the spirits in the quiet of the night. Her magic's in the earth, the wind and the seas. She whispers ancient